What was your idea and how did you come up with it?
So my first entrepreneurial journey was with the PropTech business called Doorsteps, which was online estate agency, basically to make the process of buying and selling a house easier using the internet. Before that though, it was kind of the first business or entrepreneurial experience was the usual, selling sweets at school. Did that for a while, made enough money to buy a PlayStation because my parents couldn't afford it, got in lots of trouble, but learned a lot in that process. And then at one point when my family and I moved from outside of London into London, over time I learned and understood the process of what selling a home looks like. And I felt that actually we were in a time where the internet could make that a lot easier. So I set up an app called HouseSmart when I was 16 during my GCSEs. Then after a year or so, closed that and pivoted that into Doorsteps when I was 17. And the idea was ultimately when we moved house, the commissions were far too high. People didn't really like the service of estate agents. And the simple thought was, why is one of the most important roles in the country of buying or selling the most valuable asset in people's lives, why do people hate them and why do they charge so much? So our idea was if we could charge £99 to sell a property, which is what we did, we could save people several £1,000s that as part of their house move is life-changing. So that's why we set up Doorsteps.
How did you bring your idea to life?
So at the start, it was really about gathering people I knew, friends from school who enjoyed coding because I wasn't technical, and a few others to bring them together and really put together the cheapest possible solution. Then we went out and got our first customer during my second year of A-levels, who stumbled across us online, so we were very lucky on that one. And I went down to the house in East Sussex and took the pictures and did the floor plans myself with zero experience. But the idea was testing the concept as cheaply as possible. So showing them what we were doing, the amount we were charging, the passion, the customer service approach that we wanted to embody long term. And he loved it. And that was our first 5-star review and we saved him about £10,000 on his property sale.
Was he shocked to see you?
Very, to be fair. It was actually very respectful though, because there's been less of that sometimes. But yeah, naturally, yeah.
When did you make it your full-time job?
So after we got our first customer during my A-levels, that's when I really thought there's potential here. Because I was a carer to my parents as well, that taught me a lot of importance around time management and responsibility anyway in terms of dealing with certain household matters. So that really helped in terms of dividing my time between the schoolwork and A-levels, my caring duties at home and also the business. And for me it was, if I could build a strong enough foundation before finishing my A-levels, there was an opportunity to really focus on this full time. So that's what happened. So carried on building in the background at a very slow pace, but really trying to build the foundations of what I think the business could look like. And made sure that actually, from an A-levels perspective, it was strong enough that actually I could always fall back on that.